I've always wanted to be creating places and environments that are really a byproduct of my belief in how I want to live, and that is just to be as sustainable as possible. My name is Kenneth Chooi, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Greenpoint project. I'm an architect, I'm an educator, I'm a dad, I'm an environmental activist. I'm someone who's really inspired by the environment, and all of this is part of why we kind of ended up here. After 23 years of living in a big city, we wanted to be able to live in a place where we could grow our own food and be able to produce our own energy from the location of our property. And somehow, by accident, we came upon this property, and there was a real calling towards us to not really be the owners of the property, but more the stewards of the property. The Greenpoint project is in a really unique location because it's at the mouth of the Cowichan Bay. And it's also at the point where it's becoming the estuary. The site is also significant from an archaeological standpoint because this used to be the base camp of Chief Sichello. So it has a lot of cultural significance for the First Nations people. As an architect, you're always trying to find that perfect client that has the same values as you do. However, that's really hard to find. And when Fiona and I came on the site, we felt that this was a perfect opportunity to co-found something and really be our own client.
My name is Fiona McLagan, and I'm an Anat-Banil method neuromovement practitioner. With Kenneth being an architect, he really thought it was a wonderful opportunity to look at renovating the main house, which in its current state is actually not livable. That became the challenge. How do we renovate that home and aspire to the highest standards of deep green design in the world? Neuromovement is really an educational method that introduces very gentle variations in movement. This work really has shown marked improvements for individuals with really any kind of neurological conditions. If we can achieve some semblance of that for this land, being able to bring it back and restore it in a way that is deeply reverent and respectful to the ecosystem, the future of the land, the history and the archaeology, then I think we will have achieved what we want.
Because the project is a combination of passive house and living building challenge, I felt it was really important to contact colleagues and friends in the industry to really combine all our experiences together and form an integrative team.
My name is Brett Sichello, and I am the owner and founder of NIDO Design based out of Kelowna, British Columbia. We're actually going to reutilize the existing foundations, salvage as much as we possibly can, and build the new house within that footprint. This will minimize the impact on the lot, it will reduce construction costs, and is very in line with Living Building Challenge thinking. Internally, the house is quite simple. It's overall a very open concept plan, which is trying to ultimately blur those lines from interior to exterior. What defines a passive house is 5 major principles. It's about energy and comfort. And so those 5 principles are essentially designing a house with a super insulated building envelope. You then couple that building envelope with some of the highest performance windows and doors available in the world. You design all of the elements fixed to the structure as well as penetrating through the structure to be entirely thermal bridge free. That building envelope has to be airtight. And then finally, you have to make sure that you have fresh air constantly supplied to that building via a heat recovery ventilation system. The passive house concept directly relates to Living Building Challenge. However, Living Building Challenge takes it one step further. Passive house is entirely about energy. Living Building Challenge does have a requirement that all energy used by the building has to be produced on site. By building a passive house envelope, we are minimizing how much energy the house needs in the first place. Where Living Building Challenge comes into play are all these other elements, particularly water, as well as then the materials. So tying 2 absolutely great building standards together to ultimately create what will be probably the most forward-thinking, greenest house in the world.
One of the things that Fiona and I really hope is that this project will be a huge influence on the community, that it will inspire others to live and build in a much more sustainable way. It's not really about just this particular project, but we want to be able to reach out to others and inspire others to create projects that are transformational.